What is going on, guys? Just Connor here, bringing you guys back another deck profile. Today we're doing Synchrons again, and I know I did this deck profile a couple videos ago. I think 2 or 3 at this point. And the only reason I'm doing them again so soon is because I decided that I was gonna do that video and upload it like an hour or 2 before the ban list dropped. I didn't realize the ban list was gonna drop. So I uploaded it, and then Synchron came off of the ban list. So yeah, we're gonna be redoing it. This is gonna be a lot more competitive of a take on Synchrons too. So my last deck was a little bit more like anime oriented. This is still pretty like anime-esque. You definitely still get the Yusei Fudo vibe, but you can definitely do better at a locals, and you're not gonna brick as hard, and it's just overall a much better deck. I changed it up a lot, got things that I should have had before, and I think you guys are going to like this one a lot better than last time. So with that out of the way, let's get right into this deck profile. Okay guys, so let's hop right into this thing. One more thing, guys, I just want to add in real quick to the video right here, real quick, because my arm accidentally hit the tripod while I was recording this. So it shifts a little bit, but it shifts back later on in the video. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. So let's get back into it. Okay guys, so first up, similar to last time but still gonna get changed, is a Stardust Synchron and a Bry Synchron. Don't worry, I have another Stardust Synchron on the way, and this guy is going to be taken out, and I will be running 2 Stardust Synchrons. And from there, I may actually end up running 3, but I actually think the deck plays pretty good even with just 1. But I do be wanting a second one almost all the time. So yeah, this Bry Synchron, it's really dead in the deck, doesn't do a whole lot. So it's coming out for another Stardust Synchron. 1 Stardust Trail, so what she does is when a monster is tributed, she can special summon herself from your hand or your graveyard. And if she is used for the synchro summon of a warrior or Stardust monster, she will special summon a Stardust token, which is a level 1, which comes up in handy a good amount of times. So yeah, she's a 1-of, and you don't run any more than 1. For the main combo starters of the deck, 3 Junk Synchron. This guy, along with Stardust Synchron, is the heart and soul of the deck. Normal summon this guy and can special summon a level 2 non-tuner monster from your graveyard. And yeah, you special summon this guy, bring out a level 2, and you go to Junk Speeder. That's basically how this deck tries to run most of the time. So yeah, this guy's at 3, and one day I will have all 3 of them dual terminals, because dual terminals is probably my favorite rarity. On 3 Junk Converter, this is also the heart and the soul of the deck to go with Junk Synchron. Basically, you ditch this guy and 1 tuner from your hand, and you can search any tuner from your deck or graveyard. Not graveyard, I apologize, just your deck. You search it from your deck and add it to your hand. So you ditch this guy, 1 of your tuners, and then you get Junk Synchron to your deck. A lot of the times I will actually end up with this guy and a Junk Synchron in my hand, so I'll ditch a Junk Synchron and search another one. And then I will bring this guy back, and when he's used as synchro material, he special summons a tuner monster from your graveyard. So what I'll do is I'll use Junk Synchron, go into, I'll go into Junk Synchron, special summon him, bring out Junk Speeder, and then use Converter's Effect to bring out Junk Synchron, and just pop off into place from there, so you don't have to waste 20 of your levels with Junk Converter. So yeah, excellent card. 3 Doppel Warrior. This is probably the best non-tuner in the deck, other than Junk Converter. The only problem is I never see this guy, so he's fantastic. He's easily like one of your best cards to have in your hand, especially opening. But I don't know, just for whatever reason, I never see him. But yeah, if you special summon from the graveyard, he special summons himself, and then if he's sent to the graveyard, he special summons 2 level 1 Doppel tokens, and yeah, you use those to go into a lot of synchros. 1 Synchron Carrier, because that's all you really need. He doesn't come up a whole lot, but I feel like he's still necessary to run in the deck. If you have another Synchron monster, well, you can normal summon another Synchron monster on top of your normal summon with this guy. And if another Synchron monster is used as Synchron material, he will special summon as a Synchron token. I run 2 level 2 tuners in Fleur Synchron and Satellite Synchron. Fleur Synchron is the guy that you special summon off of Junk Synchron or Junk Speeder. When he's used for a Synchro summon, you can special summon a level 2 or lower monster from your hand, so that comes up a lot. Satellite Synchron is in here in case Fleur Synchron ends up in your hand by accident. And if he ends up in your hand, if you special summon a monster from the graveyard, you can special summon him. So he's actually pretty good, and he comes up a good bit, and I don't know why people don't run him more. 2 Clawcrow. If you remember my last video, I was running 1 Clawcrow and 1 Hedgehog. That was completely horrible and a very bad idea. So I ordered myself another Clawcrow, and I got that Hedgehog out of there because that Hedgehog always ended up in my hand, and it was always a brick. So yeah, I recommend running 2 of this guy. I might even bump him up to 3. Fresh off the ban list, 1 Jet Synchron, and for the other level 1 Cyber Synchron. So I actually cut Cyber Synchron for Jet Synchron originally, but I missed the Cyber Synchron because he's free protection and he can double a monster's level. So yeah, he actually comes up quite a lot, and Jet Synchron is Jet Synchron. He can add a junk monster from your deck to your hand when he's used as Synchro material, and you can discard a card to special summon him from the graveyard, so he is fantastic. I'm so happy he came off the ban list. 1 Turbo Booster because I felt like this deck needed more level 1s. I'm going to also be adding in, I think it's Clown Jester or something like that. But it's a level 1 monster, and it can special summon itself from the hand, a lot like Turbo Booster. But I think Turbo Booster is just a cool card, so I run him. The next couple cards you see, I think is what I would cut for those other 2 level 1s. Because this deck, I really do feel like needs more level 1s in it to kind of pop off a little bit. 1 Quick Draw Synchron, and 1 Mare. Mare, you'll see why we run this later on in the deck. You can special summon this, and it's a free tuner with a token. Quick Draw Synchron, special summon this with Junk Speeder, and then tribute it for start a Synchron. And that's the only reason this guy is in here. And you can also use Mare to tribute for a start a Synchron. So I also don't see a lot of people running these in the deck, but I run 3 Tenyi Spirits, 1 Shitana, 1 Ashuna, and I can't read that one, Apura. So 2 level 4s and the 1 level 7. These guys help you out with going to different levels a lot. These guys help out mostly with 8s, but you can use them for other things. I know a lot of people use this for Sword Soul, obviously. So I got the idea to run the Tenyi Spirits and Synchrons because they're both Synchro decks, and I figured, why not? And they actually come up a lot. So I'm actually going to try and play test around with multiple copies of these, see what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, I actually 100% recommend doing this. For the hand traps, we run 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Ash Blossom, 1 Effect Veiler, and 2 Dark Ruler No More. So I would like to run more hand traps, but for a 40 card deck that needs to be pretty consistent, I feel like 5 is fairly good. I run 2 Dark Ruler No More because this actually comes up all the time, and it's actually saved me from losing duels multiple times, so that's why I have it in here. And then I have these 3 in here as generic hand traps to show you guys what you can run. I don't necessarily recommend running 3 different hand traps and never knowing which one of the 3 you're going to have in your hand, but I do recommend having at least tuner hand traps here, which most hand traps are, just because for Junk Converter's effect you can ditch them and you can have any tuner in your hand. Yeah, it's kind of dumb that you lose a hand trap, but at least you can make a board this time. Which I don't want it to seem like you can't make a board a lot, but sometimes you do brick and you have to do what you have to do. 3 Synchron Overtake. I bumped this up from 2 in the last deck profile. I felt like 2 was okay, but 3 was just, I needed that consistency to see this card as much as possible. I wasn't seeing it enough with 2. It worked, but it didn't work well enough. So you play this, and then you reveal a Synchro monster in your extra deck, and then you can special summon a specifically listed tuner monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So yeah, this is a great 3 of, and it's a great card and really what the deck needed. 2 tuning. This is actually down a copy from my last video. And that is because I actually ended up with 2 tunings in my hand all of the time. If you watch my Branded Dragon Link video, I talk about how I only run 2 Gamma because I always end up with 2 Gammas in my hand. But tuning is like the Gamma of this deck for me, at least. All of the time I end up with 2 tunings in my hand, and I do not need them. I don't have the tuners in the deck anymore to run it, or I don't need anything in the graveyard. It's just, you know what I mean? I have it in my hand at the wrong times. I have multiples in my hand at the wrong times, so I cut it down to 2, and it still works for me. If you have issues running this at 2, bump it back up to 3. 1 Stardust Illumination. You search this off of Stardust Synchron, and then you dump Stardust Trail with it. 1 Magical Midbreaker Field. This protects your monsters from being targeted and stuff like that. This is a fantastic card and a great tech card. I highly recommend you run it. 1 Rhoda, because half the deck is warriors, but most of the time you'll be searching either Doppel Warrior or Junk Converter off of this. So yeah, don't cut this. I definitely recommend running this, and if you don't run this, put it in. 1 Called By, because this deck does not play through hand traps all that well, so we want our stuff to go through, so if I could run this at 3, I'm pretty sure everyone would, you know what I'm saying. 1 Monster Reborn, because being able to bring back your or an opponent's monster is always a great. And 1 Foolish Burial to wrap up the main deck, because a lot of this deck kind of functions around having at least something in the graveyard. So yeah, this you can dump like a Doppel Warrior or a Claw Crow, whatever you need into the graveyard, and then special summon it back with Junk Synchron. Alright guys, let's hop into this extra deck. So first up, we run Celestial Double Star. This is our level 2 for the extra deck. You use this to go in Synchro Climb, and usually to go into your Cosmic Blazar or your shooting Quasar Dragon. 1 Power Gladiator. I've yet to switch this out yet because I haven't been able to decide on what I want, but this is in here because I always feel like I need another level 5, and I usually do, so that's what I run. 1 Excel Synchron. I run this when I use my Celestial Star Magician to Synchro Climb into something else, and then I can use this to climb into Blazar Dragon or Quasar Dragon, whatever I need, or vice versa if I use this for something else. 1 Hyper Librarian, because Hyper Librarian, this guy, you can draw a card anytime you Synchro Summon while he's on the field. 1 Junk Speeder. This guy is the heart and soul Synchro of the deck. Like I said in my last video, I actually considered cutting Power Gladiator for another Junk Speeder, but obviously I haven't decided to do that yet. 1 Stardust Warrior. I want to cut this guy, but he just comes up way too much. He has 2,000 attack. He can attack all your opponent's special summon monsters once, and when he's Synchro Summoned, he draws you a card, which gets you further into your plays, which helps out a lot. So, 1 Keeper, Leo, Keeper of the Trees. This should be that Baron card, or however you say it. But that card's mad expensive, so Leo is what we have instead. 1 Junk Destroyer. This should be Junk Warrior. I just am too lazy to switch it out yet. And I know you can hear the lawnmower. I apologize for that lawnmower. But yeah, I just haven't switched out Junk Converter yet. 1 Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing. This is why we run Mare. You bring this out, special summon Mare. And yeah, he's a 2600 wall, and he's pretty good, so I recommend running him. 1 QB, Virtual World QB. What this guy does is any monster sent to the graveyard, or any card actually sent to the graveyard, is banished instead. And when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can take a banished monster and add it back to the graveyard. So this card's actually really good, and it's kind of like a Dark Law. And you don't really care all that much if your monsters are banished mid-game, especially if you're pushing for game, or if you're about to end your turn, go into this guy, and then, you know, your opponent ends up banishing most of their stuff. So yeah. One Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. This guy mills top 5 cards of your deck. You can add a light or dark from the milled cards to your hand. This card comes up a lot. You usually go into him. He's a 3k beat stick. And yeah, he's just an overall great card. One Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. You can Synchro climb into this guy pretty well. Typically, I will use Junk Speeder and a level 1 tuner to go into start as Charge Warrior, draw a card, and then use a level 2 and go into Crystal Wing. And yeah, Crystal Wing is a great card. He stops Dragoon and DP and there's tracks, and anything over level 5 he just kind of stops. One Shooting Star Dragon. I know we don't really have a way to go into this, but you'll see in a second how we bring this guy out. One Shooting Quasar Dragon. This is how we bring out Shooting Star Dragon. So this guy can attack. You send the top 5 cards to your deck, and he can attack for each tuner. I don't bring this guy out a whole lot. I only bring him out when I go second, and I can kind of clear my opponent's board. And if your opponent does out this guy, and you don't OTK your opponent on your turn, he floats into Shooting Star Dragon, who's also pretty good. Oh, I apologize. Shooting Star Dragon is the one who does the top 5 mill. This guy can attack for as many synchro monsters as used as material for him. So typically with this deck, you'll have 2 attacks with him. And for the last monster, we run one Cosmic Blazar Dragon. This guy is who I typically go into. He's a 4k Omni Negate. Shooting Quasar is also a pretty good Omni Negate, but Cosmic Blazar just negate straight up anything. Summon, negate, effect activation, negate. An attack, negate. The only downside is he banishes himself, but if you have other monsters on the field, or if you're ending the battle set, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, so this was the extra deck, and this was the entire deck profile, and I'll see you guys in the outro. Alright guys, and that was my updated deck profile on Junk Synchron, or Junk Doppel, however you want to call it. Up to you guys. Stardust Junk. Yeah, anyway, that was my updated take on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys thought it was better than last time. Again, let me know what you want to see next in the comments. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss one of my videos. So yeah, like I just said, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Just Connor, out.